We won the game. What is up, fans? Preseason game 1 in the books. Miami Dolphins win 26-24. We're gonna recap it, talk about the good, the bad, the ugly. There was some ugly, but before we jump into that, I have to shout out some new patrons and some new members on the Patreon side. Young Okami and Aaron Razor, thank you so much for becoming patrons. And on the member side, Hunter DeLima, David Ward, Kyle Sean 86, K Salt, and Team E4E Wellness. Thank you guys so much for becoming patrons and members. So before we jump into anything, we're going to look at the list of players that didn't play today. And that is Tua Tagovailoa, Chase Edmonds, Melvin Ingram, Javon Holland, Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, Xavier Howard, Alec Ingold, Raheem Mostert, Landon Roberts, Jerome Baker, Connor Williams, Teron Armstead, Adam Shaheen, Emmanuel Agba, Zach Seiler, and Christian Wilkins. So essentially, like 90% of the starters did not play today. But again, I'll get to that. We're going to look at some stats real quick. And not like these really matter, but again, we'll look at it. So these are the stats from the game. Skylar Thompson played the entire game. He went 20 for 28, 218 yards, 1 touchdown, 3 sacks, with a 106 passer rating. That's not bad at all. Blaine Gabbert was in there for about a series or two, went 5 for 5. Kyle Trask played the full game, 25 for 33, 258 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, a fluky interception, 95.3 passer rating. Without that interception, I think him and Skylar Thompson would kind of be the same. Then look at the rushing. Myles Gaskin, leader, 4 carries, 27 yards, and Skylar Thompson, 3 carries, 25 yards. And then other than that, it was horrible. But then you look at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Rashad White, 7 carries, 32 yards, Keyshawn Vaughn, 10 carries, 19 yards. Giovanni Bernard, 7 carries, 19 yards. And Kenjorn Barner, 7 carries for 18 yards, with Keyshawn Vaughn being the only touchdown. Receiving yards, you see Lynn Bowden Jr. here. He had 3 catches for 55 yards plus the touchdown. He kept getting behind the defense, which was really cool to see. No 100-yard rush receivers here, which is nice. But Tyler Johnson was their leading rusher, 6 catches, 73 yards. Jareth Stearns was their touchdown, as well as Gian Darden, 1 catch, 23 yards, wide open touchdown there. That was horrible. That was no Igbinoghene, and I'll talk about him very soon. And then we have to talk about the defense. We have a couple sacks, half a sack for DeAndre Johnson, half a sack for Owen Carney. Darius Hodge had a nice sack there. Interception, Elijah Campbell. No interceptions by the Tampa Bay. That's a good sign. Kicking returns, it was Bowden and Dedman, and then punt returns was Bowden and Preston Williams. Lynn Bowden be a kick returner for us. I'm not upset about. Sanders, though. This is what I wanted to talk about, right? I'll talk about Jose Borgales, 1 for 2. We'll talk about that. But Sanders, 4 for 4 with a long of 53 yards. Sanders had himself a day today. Hopefully it goes back to that 2020 Sanders where he was just destroying kicks. Real quick, I will talk about Trill Williams' injury. He did suffer an injury making a tackle on the Bucs' final drive. From what Mike McDaniel's saying is they don't know right now. He knows that Trill Williams is a fighter. It's a lower leg injury. It seems like it was his left leg. He said that we'll find out more tomorrow. They're going to get an x-ray and MRI and all that stuff. Now to the game, right? To the game. This preseason is preseason, right? I need to preference this before we get into me talking about the good and the bad of the game. Preseason is preseason for a reason. You're not getting and I preferenced by saying this in my previews, but it's some people still, freak out over preseason stuff. I showed you the list of starters that weren't playing. Most of the defense didn't play. I would say 90% of the defense played. Jalen Phillips was in there. Duke Riley was in there. Brennan Scarlett was in there. AVG was in there. Defensive line, backups. Corners were all backups. Safeties were all backups. Again, maybe 2-3 starters on the defense played. Offense, same thing. None of the, besides Cedric Wilson Jr., none of the starters, no Tua, none of the top 2 running backs, no Teron Armstead, no Connor Williams. It was a backups day. This is all about, just working on things, right? Very vanilla offensive calls, very vanilla defensive calls. That being said, I will still talk about things that worried me, right? Horrible tackling. I think on one play, Sam Igbinoghene just completely waffed on a tackle on number 18, who's a wide receiver, who marched down the field afterwards. Just the tackling is bad. Barely any pressure on Trask. That man had so much time in the pocket to allow plays to develop, especially on the 3rd and long. That last drive where he found his guy open. He had way too much time, so no pressure without sending a blitz. Really bothered me. The run defense, we held them. They really didn't have a rusher over, let me check again, their leading rusher was 32 yards. So overall, the team had 88 yards rushing. Not bad. But if that's the starters, it would worry me. But again, the starting defense wasn't there. No Igbinoghene. I don't know if that man's making this roster, to be honest with you. He was covering on the long touchdown and just out of place, 5 yards off, not even any pressure, just allowing this man to get open. And the formation was so weird, it made me think that he was so far off of his assignment. It made me feel like that they put him in at safety because he was so far over the top of the receiver he was supposed to cover. And Brandon Jones was to the receiver's left. So Brandon Jones was by the sideline and Noah was over the top. And I was like, why? What kind of... But then when you watch it again, Noah was following him and gave him like a 6-7 yard cushion for his post route. It was bad. It was bad. The Campbell interception was just Campbell's ball awareness and sticking with it. It was a screenplay that he broke up, but grabbed the ball before it hit the ground, so it was technically an interception. Great play there. The D-line depth, I talked about that when I talked about the camp battle. The depth of the D-line worried me a little bit. John Jenkins had some nice plays. Benito Jones had some nice plays, but other than that, again, it just worried me, in all honesty. And then we had the scoop and score from Sam Igbinoghene. That's where a lot of our points came from, again, was the defense. Now, talking about the offense, no run game. The run game, non-existent. It wasn't until the second half, Myles Gaskin, 4 carries for 27 yards. Then Skylar Thompson, 3 carries for 35 yards. Other than that, Dokes had 2 for 4. Savon Ahmed, no rushing yards. Sony Michel, -2 rushing yards. Saquandre White, -5 rushing yards. No run game. Now, again, we could say, the starters weren't in there. I think at that point, I don't even know if Robert Hunt was really in there. He might have played a series or 2, but still, no run game. Not great blocking. Skylar Thompson didn't have much time. He still did really well. 20 for 28, 218 yards, 1 touchdown, but he was sacked 3 times. But he still did really well. The touchdown to Bowden found him. Lynn Bowden twice got behind the defense, and Skylar Thompson was able to find him. But most of the times he was throwing from his back foot and was throwing off kilter. And then Gesicki played. Gesicki and Durham Smythe, all of the tight ends started besides Adam Shaheen. And Gesicki played, and Gesicki was in on some run downs, and Gesicki was blocking. He had a nice pass and everything with Skylar rolling out to his left and got him the ball on a nice play. But Gesicki actually played really well, especially blocking. And then the final play, they marched right down the field. Like I said, it was like a 3rd and long, and then the defense playing in a soft zone just allowed the defender to find the empty spot. And it was just... And there was a holding, which extended it was just so messy. But then Mike McDaniel calls a timeout. At the exact moment, they try the kick, they make it. You know how they call a timeout and they snap it anyway, like let's practice. And then they try it again, and he bounces it off the upright. And Dolphins ended up winning the game. But overall, Skylar Thompson did really well. I'm very happy with him. Surprised Teddy Bridgewater didn't play. Teddy Bridgewater also didn't practice on Thursday. It was a lot of Tua and Skylar. There's rumors, and again, I'm not saying rumors from like reliable sources or from beat writers or stuff. It's just rumors I'm hearing from you guys saying, is it a possibility that they're stashing him and wanting to trade him and this, and that? I don't know, but I think it's very weird to see that he wasn't held out. Again, this is the list that I got of players not playing, and Tua is on there, but there is no Teddy Bridgewater. So I wonder why he didn't play. Do they want to see more out of Skylar? I don't know. Skylar, like I said, Skylar played well. The run game was non-existent. Wide receivers did pretty well. Sherfield had a nice long reception. Lynn Bowden had a few long receptions. It was preseason game 1. I think the Raiders game is where I'm really going to start breaking it down. I don't know if I'm going to break down film, if I'm going to be 100% with you. Maybe I'll do it with the Raiders game. I got to see if they have the film, and then I'll think about breaking it down for you guys and kind of looking at a few things. But there's not much to break down in film aspects because it's a lot of the backups of the backups playing. So I don't know. But overall, preseason game 1, Dolphins win 26-24. A lot of the points, field goals, 4 field goals. So there's 12 points. And then a scoop and score from Savan, from Igbinoghene. So there's 19. And then the 1 touchdown to Lynn Bowden. The offense put up 1 touchdown against the backups of the backups on Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay's list of non-actives was way longer than the Dolphins. I just expected more. We'll see. We'll see what happens with the Raiders. Maybe they'll get back. They'll get into more of a groove now that they've played a full game together. We'll see. I'm not stressing it, nor should you. It's preseason. We'll see how week 1 is with all of our starters playing, none of them playing. But it is what it is. We win. Nice win. A little morale there. Mike McDaniel said he's going to enjoy it on the plane ride. Getting his first, it's not really an official win, but getting his first win as a head coach. So congrats to you. But that's what I got for you. Tomorrow, I think I have something planned for you tomorrow. Again, I'm recording this late. It is 11:49. I'm just going to record it, upload it, being that the game ended around 10:30. And then I think Monday I might have something planned for you. Monday's my dad's birthday, so I know they're not going to really probably be practicing. And this whole week, the next time practice is open to the public is the 24th and 25th. Other than that, it's closed off to the public, which means no live tweeting, which means I'll still get you camp notes and reports and stuff, but it's not going to be as in-depth as it's been the past couple of weeks. But other than that, guys, I'll see you in the next video. Dolphins win. And before I end this, we talked about it on the live stream, and we've all seen it, but, TD didn't live stream today. He said family problem, family whatever, and our thoughts and prayers go out to him. I am genuinely nervous. I haven't heard back from him. So I know a lot of you guys are asking me, hey, what's going on with TD? I'm respecting his privacy. I texted him once letting him know I'm thinking of you. I hope everything's okay. I will let him text me and let me know. He will let me and everyone else know when he thinks it's appropriate. But our thoughts and prayers go out to TD. I hope everything's okay. I hope everyone's okay. And hopefully we see him and hear from him soon. But other than that, I'll see you guys in the next video. But like usual, stay classy. FN's out.